I guess this is nothing for you guys. This is like, this guy has a little shirt on, and I'm freezing to death. But I want to thank you guys for coming out. I also want to thank you for supporting the show all these years. As we all know, I don't know if you know this now, but this year is the 25th anniversary of the beginning of the Next Generation. First year, 87. And we are celebrating by, I think there's going to be maybe 3 or 4 conventions this year with all of us, the whole cast. And Canada, which is one of our favorite places and one of our, the place has the biggest fans we've seen over the years. They're going to have a big one in Calgary, where all of us are going to be on stage at a couple of panels. And it's really nice. If the studios and the producers don't realize this, they put the tickets on sale in Calgary for the panel, and they were sold out within 24 hours. So I think it's like 3,000 or something like that. I forgot how many people. So it really is turning into a great thing. But 25 years is just amazing when you think about it. I had an interesting little thing that happened to talk about years gone by. I had a commercial agent in Los Angeles, Commercials Unlimited, that I had for probably a little less than 10 years that I was with, and they were very good. We did very well. I got some great commercials. But when I started doing Star Trek, we had to stop because I could never get booked for a commercial because I was working all the time, which is great. And so we decided this year, I said, okay, I'm going to go back to commercials. So I went back to my agent. The same woman is still there, and we're happy to see each other. And they said, okay, Michael, we want you to go out on a audition today. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing, great. So I go out there, and I'm all dressed, and I'm like looking around, and the lady comes out and says, okay, Michael, you'll be playing a grandfather? Huh? I said, yes, a grandfather. I said, wait, you don't understand. Oh my God. I'm playing a grandfather. It was pretty intense. In fact, I saw 2 guys there who were my contemporaries when I first started in the business back, when I was before Star Trek and everything. And we all were like these, young guys, playing the boyfriends and all that type of stuff. And now we're all grandfathers. And we're looking at each other going, Mike, how you been? Look at us. Can you believe this? What happened? It's just been, this years gone by. You just don't think about it. You just don't realize until something like that happens that, that time has gone by. But, it doesn't seem like that long. And of course, Star Trek has been great. Somebody asked me today about, the difference. And I said, Next Generation was over in '94, and Deep Space was over in '99. And it's been a long time, but the only connection that we really have these days to Star Trek and the whole universe is coming out and seeing the fans and doing the conventions, which has been amazing. All of us look around going, can you believe we're still doing conventions after all this time? So it's been great. The tough part is the people that watched our show, now their children are coming up to me saying, oh, my dad used to watch. And it was the same thing that the people, when we started, would talk about the original people. So now we're the original characters. So, if anybody had any questions, please ask. Yes, sir.
I noticed that while you were doing Next Generation, you also had a little cameo in the last original movie, Star Trek VI. I'm wondering how that came about. Like, whose idea was that?
That was Nicholas Meyer, who wrote and directed the movie. He just came up with this thing that he wanted to have a little, not a segue, but have like a little tie to the Next Generation. And they came up with this idea, and Gene loved it, and that's how it happened. I mean, I was working on Next Generation, and Herman Zimmerman, who was the set decorator, came by with Nicholas, and I said, "Oh, hi." And they said, "Oh, Michael, this is Nicholas. He's directing the next movie." "Wow, that's great." And they said, "Oh, yeah, we wrote a part for you." And I go, "Oh, okay." And that was kind of how it turned out. But it was wonderful. I mean, I loved working with Nick, and I worked with the original people. I mean, it was great. And also with Christopher Plummer, who played the prosecutor and everything. He was fantastic. So that was kind of how it turned out.
Is there anybody else? Questions?
Nope. That's it?
We got one down here.
Thank you. No, I'm sorry. Yes.
How was the entire makeup that you had to wear for the thing? Like, it must have taken quite a while to put on each day and to wear throughout the day while shooting.
It was horrifying. The makeup was not fun at all. I mean, that was probably the one dark spot in the whole thing is doing that makeup. It was pretty tough. It started out to be 3.5 hours, because it was something that they were doing brand new. They hadn't had time to really perfect it, because I was the last one cast, and within about 2 days from being cast, I was in makeup, and then I was shooting, so they were kind of like doing this on the fly. And for 4 years, was it 4 years? Yeah, about 3 or 4 years. It was 3 o'clock in the morning until like 10 at night.
Wow.
In fact, a really funny thing is, between the time that I got Star Trek, I was living in an apartment, and then I bought a house, and it was, I think, maybe a year or 2 years, something like that, after I bought the house, or maybe a year. And during the hiatus, when I wasn't working, all of a sudden, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go, "Oh my God, it's so bright. What is that? Oh my God, it's the sun." Because and I didn't know I needed drapes in my bedroom, because I'd be up at 3 in the morning and I'd come home at 10, and I never saw the sun, except at work and stuff like that. So it was an odd thing, and but that was. In those days, it was like you do anything. I mean, it was a great job, and it was a great pilot, so you kind of like sucked it up. So yes, sir.
First of all, we're huge fans. My wife's a huge fan. So maybe you can say hi to Corrine.
Say hi, what?
To Corrine?
Hi to Corrine? Oh, hi, Corrine.
Tell us a little bit about I Am Weasel.
There's not much to say about I Am Weasel. I had a lot of fun. It was the fun part of that was that these guys always kind of pushed the envelope with the things that they wrote, and it was like a kind of a game between them and the censors about the things they wrote. And sometimes they write stuff, and I'd go, "Oh my God, are you sure you can say this?" And they said, "Yeah, there are certain things that they could say and certain things they couldn't." And if they said it in a funny way or had a twist, it was like for instance, there was, I don't know if you guys know what a Tesla coil is. Okay, I'm sure you do. And so it was one of those. It was a show that had something to do with Tesla coil, and of course Weasel, he knows it, and he knows how to say it and everything like that. But Baboon, as we know, always mangles the words, and so he says, "Oh, Weasel, you messed with my testicoil." And I was like, "Really?" And I stopped and I went, "Can you say that?" And the censors, they didn't get it.